Hi everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. It is Saturday morning, and as we inch ever closer to the debut of Megan's With Love Megan on Netflix coming up this week, we're just witnessing her just unravel quickly. The whole enterprise seems to be unraveling. It's quite incredible. Like I mentioned in my last video, Megan's kind of getting desperate, and she's just reacting to things and reacting to what she hears and sees, and I gotta do something, but we know that's how she does. I mean, for example, this week William and Catherine, the Prince and Princess of Wales, were actually in Wales to celebrate one of their national holidays, St. David's Day. And while they were there, they participated in making some traditional cakes. And now with Catherine, we know that she does cook. She's talked about it before. Heck, a few years ago, I mean, Catherine's beat Megan to the punch of this years ago. I don't know, it was 3 or 4 years ago. Catherine did a Christmas special with Mary Berry, who is, she's like the Martha Stewart of Britain. She's 80-something years old now. Numerous cookbooks, numerous TV programs. She bakes, she cooks, she does everything. Well, she did a Christmas show with Catherine, and you could tell that Catherine wasn't acting. You could tell that she was being genuine, and that the two ladies actually had some rapport, and Catherine, for the most part, knew her way around the kitchen. You could tell. It was obvious when you look at the trailers that Megan's put out. She is stiff. There's no rapport. For example, in the latest one with the Asian chef, and they're talking about rap music, and I mean, the whole thing is just disjointed and stupid. Megan is fiddling with a plate of vegetables, and she's not even really that good of an actress. She can't pull off fiddling with a plate of food and speaking at the same time. If you notice, when she goes to speak to him, she stops, her hands stop, and then she's jabbering. This is her acting, because it's not genuine. She's not just having a genuine conversation with this guy. You can tell that it's scripted. You can tell that she's acting. And you can tell why she was 6 on the call sheet in Suits. She was never the star of Suits. She's not a great actress. Now, the whole thing, so Catherine and William, they're in Wales, and they do that, and then during the walkabout, one little boy was, talking about his jam, or he makes jam, or something or other, and so whatever they got on the topic of, she was answering to a little boy. And she said, I make plum preserves. I'll give you my recipe. She doesn't need a whole show and production, and Megan never even made that jam. So let's get that straight. Jam is not her jam. Scam is her jam. But, and this whole With Love Megan it's a scam. It's a scam. The name itself is a ripoff, I believe, of Pamela Anderson's new show, Cooking with Love. Pamela Anderson which has debuted on the Flavor Network just, I think, last week. Talk about, well, we know Meghan, she cosplays Diana, she copies Catherine, she tries to be Gwyneth Paltrow, she doesn't have an original bone in her body, and like most people with egos like that, she has no substance. She's a narcissist. She doesn't really have a personality. She has to suck that in from people around her to create a persona to project. And this is all she does. That's why it's changing all the time. One day she's Diana, the next day she's Gwyneth Paltrow. It's because she doesn't even know who she is. And she's just looking to, well, these are successful women. All I gotta do is do what they do. But all Meghan understands is the optics. There's no follow through, nothing like that. And I've said it, and we've seen it time and time again, and this time is no different. I mean, this launch of the cooking program is just, one element. We've got 2 launches happening, and they're both dead in the water before they start. With Love Meghan, what we've seen from the leaks and the trailer so far, it looks boring, pretentious. She's dancing in bare feet in her Urkel pants. The woman just, it's ridiculous from beginning to end. I think there's 8 episodes. I think the first 1 or 2 might get a lot of watches, only because people are very curious. But I don't think that she's going to be able to hold their interest. I don't think this is going to be a moneymaker for Netflix. I think it'll only solidify what they already know, that Meghan Markle was a lost leader from the beginning, and they've just sunk too much money into this, and it's time to stop. My prediction is I don't think it's going to go very well, because she doesn't actually do anything, and she's not a conversationalist. I don't know, I don't hold out big hopes. And also, another element of With Love Meghan, it had been announced that product placement, things that she's using in the course of the program, are going to be sold in a couple of the Netflix stores. There's one in Texas somewhere, I think Dallas or Houston, and one in Pennsylvania. 2 little stores in 2 malls in a very large country, but she can't even pull that off because, probably due to ownership issues, whatever, they can't put anything. Here's what I think, and I mentioned this in the last one too. I think what's happened is Meghan wants her brand on whatever goes into the store. Well, we know that there's huge trademark issues with her As Ever brand. There's trademark issues everywhere. Here we go. Okay, As Ever. This is the rebrand of the rebrand that was American Riviera Orchard. That lingered for a year on life support because of all the trademark and licensing and legals. And that could never be resolved. So she pulls out As Ever. She says, oh, well, I've had this in the back burner since 2022, and I'm so happy to share it with you. Well, the reason that it's only coming out now is, like I said before, this is the last gasp. This is all she's got left. This was on the back burner because, of course, when she tried to launch it in 2022, she would have run into all the same problems that we're hearing about now. I mean, the copying issues alone. Look at As ever, the logo she stole from a town in Spain. The name she stole from a clothing company. The woman doesn't know how to do anything, and you would think with the professionals that they've had with them in Archwell and all these, that somebody with some business knowledge would have said to her, Megan, you can't do this. This has got to be all checked out. This is how you proceed. And that may have well have happened, but we know Megan, she's just the kind of person, that's why that person, gets bullied or given a hard time, and Megan just does what she wants anyway. So this is all down to Megan. This failure, it's all down to Megan. It's nobody else. She'll tell you it's racism or it's whatever. She's the visionary. It's her and Harry against the world, always has been. So she'll try to fight her way out of this one with words, but we're on to her. This Victim Act isn't going to work to explain away her failures anymore. This'll be the last gasp with Netflix. After this, I think they're done. I really think they're done. And it's sad. Like, there's so much she could have done. So much she could have done. They say do what you know, do what you love. Well, we don't want to probably watch that show. But she's not a cook. She's not an entertainer. She's not a friendly person. She's not a talker. What the hell is she doing? And cooking shows are a dime a dozen. Cooking networks are a dime a dozen. Some of them are better than others, and some of them are worth watching. Now, I'll tell you, entertaining, yeah, a good cooking show can be very entertaining. It can also be very informative and educational. And if she'd have been thinking, she knows her reputation. Oh, you're just, this rich woman, you can do whatever, and you dare to tell us how we're supposed to live. Just the hypocrisy of the way they live and what they say and how they act. In the 70s and 80s, Megan is the kind of person that we would have called a poser. Nothing authentic about her. She's playing a part to get attention. Absolutely. Now, I'll tell ya, there are more. You could probably find a better show on YouTube. Cooking, entertaining, baking, whatever. There's tons of them that you might actually learn something. And I'll tell you, in this economy today, and what's going on around the world, we all need to be a little more self-sufficient. If you don't cook, learn how. If you don't bake, learn how. You know what I did yesterday? I baked bread yesterday. Some for me, some for a friend. Learn a skill. Learn a new skill. Learn to sew. Learn to cook. Learn to bake bread. Something that's going to offer you a level of self-sufficiency. And it's also a skill that you can pass on. It's a skill that you could potentially turn into money, an enterprise, a side hustle. These days, all we hear about is the side hustle. How many people are baking bread? Not that many. When I went to school, we had home economics, home ec, where you learn some basic cooking and baking and that kind of thing. I also grew up in a home where my mother baked all of our bread and we ate everything. Everything was natural. But then again, the 60s too, there was not the kind of fast food and convenience food there is now today either. But yeah, learn a skill, learn to bake bread. First of all, everybody loves bread. There's a million varieties. I'm sure there's one you like. Learn how to make it. The stuff you buy commercially is so full of chemicals and crap and crud that, I mean, some of the stuff you can't even call it food. Honest to God. What Megan's doing isn't anything. She's showcasing herself. She's putting herself on the stage. The cooking show is just the set dressing. It's all about her. Don't make any mistake about that. You're not going to learn anything. You're not going to... There's no edification here. You're not going to feel good. You're not going to learn anything. It's going to be a waste of your time. You're better off going to watch a bread baking tutorial on YouTube. Honestly, learn something. Learn how to feed yourself real food. Understand the difference between what you buy and what you can make and why it's important. You know, do something bloody useful. It's like Meghan and Harry should do something bloody useful. But they never will. I think we're seeing the last gasp. This is gonna, with all the bad press she's gotten this year from the New Yorker, from Cut, from, everybody, you know, the Hollywood Reporter, Vanity Fair, everybody, you know, Meghan Markle's gone off like bad cheese. And I think this with Love Meghan is going to seal the deal. Now, I may be wrong. It's all my opinion. It might be the smash hit of the century. And Meghan's phone just won't stop ringing because everybody needs Meghan Markle. That's her dream. That's her fantasy. But, you know, Meghan doesn't live in the real world. We know better. We know better than to waste our time on crap like that. We know better than to believe anything that woman says. We know better than the game she's trying to play us, you know? Rather than waste our time watching her rearrange cucumbers on a tray while she's trying to hold a conversation, you could be learning how to bake bread. Feed your family. You could be learning about the difference between GMO and organic flours. Do a little research. It's your body. It's your health. Meghan is poison. Let's concentrate on some good stuff. What I'm going to do, if anybody's interested, I am going to post a recipe below for a basic bread to get you started. It's easy. Let's do it. All right. Take care, everybody. Hope you liked, subscribe, leave me a comment, share this video. Let's start doing something useful. Have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.